City fan chat. How you all doing? It's 1 o'clock in the UK right now, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on the obviously very strong rumours that Rodri has paid his release clause and he's left Atletico Madrid. So obviously there's only one destination really open to this guy. I've just sorted my laptop out so I can see any messages that come through. But yeah, so that's what I think it was Marca in Spain are saying. A lot of the British press, obviously English press, just end up copying. So that's the report. Now we just got to, I think, wait probably a couple of days. I mean, how long can it be? 2 or 3 days? He's got a medical. I suspect if he hasn't done a medical, he's got a medical to do. That should be turned around in a day. So for argument's sake, if he's paid the release clause today, or the release fee, then maybe he does his medical tomorrow, maybe he's announced on Friday. It'd be a nice start to the weekend. If we can announce him before the weekend, that would be fantastic. Maybe, and I said this yesterday, maybe the club will announce Angelino and Rodri at the weekend when, just open this thing, the club might announce Rodri and Angelino at the weekend when we have the kids at the party or event at or the kit launch has already happened, but we've got another event going on this weekend, so that might be the case. That, as I said, they might save it for Saturday, and you could have maybe even the players are there. I said that they might do that with Angelino, and if Rodri comes through in time, maybe they do it with Rodri as well. So that would be really cool, really cool. It would be a surprise for everybody if we announce anybody. Maybe I've given it away. Oops. Sorry if I've given it away. Just going to send a message. Excuse me. Let's just send that to everybody on Twitter, so people who don't get the notification because of YouTube can get it on Twitter. Right, is it official? Well, Gabriel, is it official? Well, the reports are that he's paid his release clause. That's from Marca. I think it's reasonable enough. A lot of the English press seem to have copied it. It's all buzzing right now. Kamal, how you doing, Kamal? Hope you're well. Hi, Paul Brannigan. Darcy, it's not official. No, it's not official yet because it's not been released. It's official when City say he's signed for us. I think right now we've just got to accept that it's more than likely that City have paid, or he's paid his release clause. I think that's the way it works. He has to pay himself. Can't be City paying it. So now he's a free agent and he can sign for City or whoever he likes. So it's, as I said, it's not official, but you know, the rumours are extremely strong. The positiveness in these rumours now. I'll give a few quick hellos and then I'll tell you why I think it's positive. Hi Chris, hope you're doing really well. Hi Mukund, hope you're well. In Willis Wado, I'll tell you what, Willis Wadway. Got a. I thought it was Wado. Rodway. You can say his name in a Welsh accent. Rodri. Mukund, are you pulling our legs? No, why would I pull your legs in the Mukund? It's in. You go and check the news. It's about an hour ago or something that Marca said his release clause has been paid. Maybe Paul. Maybe the. You know, look, City could do a lot of the stuff. You're actually quite right there. I suspect they've done a lot of the stuff beforehand. You know, these days, you know, there's no. You can't tap people up, you can't tap players up, but you can do everything that you need to do via the agent. So maybe it's all done and dusted, and it could be as soon as tomorrow, Friday. I said it'd be a big surprise for the people turning up to the event on the weekend if Rodri was there or Angelina was there and announced on that day. You know, at least that's something for the fans, unlike the Bugs Malone kit launch. This is something for the fans. Great news, Mike. Fingers crossed. Akshith, how you doing, mate? Darcy, Rodri's a beautiful man. Well, I'm not sure about his looks, but he's a great guy. Football fan chat, how you doing? How's the giveaway going? Mate, I've had, I think, 3 or 4 people have contacted me for the course, FA coaching course. So we'll see what happens. Rodrigo is his name, mate. His name is a lot bigger than Rodrigo, mate. But I think we're all going to call him Rodri for short. Chris Welch, would you take Jamal Lascelles at City? I don't know, mate. You know, I said it on something I did yesterday. You don't know how good someone's going to be. We get players that are very cheap, and we don't know how good they are. You know, I give the example of Philippe Sondler. He came from PEC Sval. Now, he didn't make the grid at Ajax. Ajax released him. They didn't think he was good enough, and Ajax have had a lot of good players through their books recently. So if Ajax didn't think he could make it, he went off to PEC's Vol. City bought him from there. Now, City must see something in him that others didn't see. Now, it may be that some players look better playing with better players, yeah, or some players look great playing with poor players. You just don't know. So maybe they see something in him. So Lascelles, Lascelles, he might be the man. I have absolutely no idea. Do you think he'll hit 1K by the start of the season? It's going to slow down now, mate. Slow down to about 5 a day, 10 a day. So it's going to be tough. But fingers crossed. Would you take Fernandes at City? Bruno Fernandes? No. City don't want him. Look, these three nutters who usually downvote are asleep today. Well, I got one already. Someone's on my notification straight away. When did you last get to bed with the wifey? My wife's not here music now. My wife went away on Sunday night and she's coming back this weekend. So I'm up all hours, mate. All hours of the day. Nathan Akin for 40, silly, yeah. I think City will sell him straight away. Sell who? Rodri? Have you heard Arsenal from Maguire with their 45 million budget? Yeah, mate. So let's talk a little bit about Rodri. So let's quickly say why it looks like City's a very good option. City were very, very heavy, I think, into two players before Rodri's name got mentioned. And that was Frenkie de Jong and Tanguy Ndombele. Now, it was rumoured that last year City offered about 40 million to Lyon for Tanguy Ndombele. That's what my mate, a professional scout in France, said. He said City offered about 40 million quid. I can't remember if it's 40 million quid or euros. I talk in pounds and he talks in euros, but there's not much difference between the two currencies now. It's about 10%, so it's not a big difference. And Lyon turned it down. Now, depends on who you believe. The Spurs paid 60 to 65 million quid for Tanguy Ndombele. But City were really heavy in for, I think our first choice was Frenkie de Jong. And when we already had the feelers out for Tanguy Ndombele as well. But when Frenkie went and when we knew he was going to Barcelona, then you think we were going for Tanguy, but suddenly Rodri's come up on the rails, so to speak, because 2 seasons ago, let's be honest, he was nowhere. He's gone out on loan. He went out. He got sold and then he got bought back a season later. I think he was not really on people's radar that much, but that this season just gone in Spain, has really planted him and cemented him in people's minds. They might have thought not much of him beforehand. One decent season in La Liga, and people started to pay attention. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. Suddenly, it becomes the number one target. He's playing for Spain, so he's had quite a phenomenal rocket of a rise. Okay, so if City City really going from now that Tonguy's gone to Spurs. Now, if City were really, really, really wanting Tanguy Ndombele, would have paid more money, I think, and he'd have come to City. I'm 100% confident, 98% confident that Tanguy Ndombele would have come to City if City really, really wanted him. But we let him go to Spurs, in effect. I don't, he chose sort of, depends who you want to, however you want to spin it. Did he choose to go to Spurs, or was that the only decent option available to him? Because City had said, we're going to go for Rodri. So that makes me believe that if we put the dampeners on Tanguy Ndombele, who's left? Bruno Fernandes, we said we don't want him. So who's left? Rodri. He's the only guy left for City that, unless we get someone that we've never heard of, or hardly ever any of us have heard of. So it does look very, very likely. Let's have a quick look at your messages. How old were you when you lost music now? With these, I'm going to put you in. I'll put you in timeout because we're here to talk footy. I don't think we'll sell Angelino football fan chat. I think Angelino's a very versatile player. I think he can play on the left. He's only 22. He suits us for homegrown. I don't see any need to sell him immediately, okay? Because he's not going to affect our squad in any way. So I think it's useful to have him here at City for a season. Let him play the cup games. No, absolutely nothing wrong in him playing, in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup, a few games there. Play a season at City. Play 3 or 4 league games. Play 5 or 6 cup games. Maybe an odd Champions League game. You've played 10, 12, 15 games. And if we don't want to keep him then, surely, in my book, his value will be a little bit higher. And for me, it's a no-brainer to keep him around. Absolute no-brainer. Because, as I said, it doesn't affect our non-homegrown quota. We're only allowed 17, a maximum of 17 non-homegrown players. Because Angelino spent 3 years at City, owned by City, before his 21st birthday, he counts as homegrown, even though he's not English, he's Spanish. So, no, I don't think we're going to sell him. I don't see the need. Yeah, I think he's a backup as well, Mucken. Paul, how you doing, Paul? Hope you're really, really well. Music fan chat. Some trolls need to get people. Not yet. I mean, I don't think we're at that level yet. As far as I can see, it was all in Music Now. I've seen him in Music Now before, and I'm surprised he's gone down the route his Music Now has gone down. I'm really surprised. Hi, Paul. Hope you're really well, mate. So we're talking about Rodri. News is in Spain that coming out of Spain that he's or his agent has paid, or his people, call them what you will, have paid their release clause to Atletico Madrid of 70 million euros, which, now you look at it, it looks cheap, actually. It looks cheap. And I'm sure that Atletico ruined the day that they put a 70 million release clause on a player that I think they bought for 40 million. They must be absolutely pulling whatever's left of their hair out, because, he could have gone for a little bit more. They should have had a release clause of 100 million in my book. But maybe they didn't expect this phenomenal rise. His upward curve is still going up. So we'll see. But yeah, the news is that he's paid off the release clause. It's just a matter of where he goes. As one of the Paul, I think it was Paul who said earlier, that probably quite possibly the medical's done already, because why would City pay a release clause without knowing that the guy's fit enough to play? If the guy had some knee injury or something, and it was, it could curtail his career, we wouldn't be buying him. So they must have. It sounds very plausible, sounds very logical to have done a medical somehow. Done a medical in Spain, actually, not over in Manchester, because I think if you did it in Manchester, then you might have a problem with tapping up. If you do it in Spain, it could just be another medical, and the agents released the results to City. So, I think that's possibly the way to go. So it's just, fingers crossed, it's just a matter of time before he signs, and he's revealed that that's what all the indications are. Considering Gunnar went for 55 million, I guess we were either not really in for him, or we were sure of Rodri. Yeah, I think we must have been Mukund. We were interested in Tongan Nabele. If apparently we were offering 40 million last summer, and he's going for 55, 60 million, you'd think we would be still interested in him. It wasn't his choice not to come to City last summer. It was Leon wanted to keep him. So we must be sure of Rodri, or there must be somebody else. Unless Pep suddenly thinks that Claudio Gomez or Douglas Luiz or Alexander Zinchenko is your next defensive midfielder. Who knows? Mike James, Jesus scored one and assisted one as Brazil beat Argentina in the semis. Absolutely. Did you see that? Okay, the goal was pretty much a tap-in, a pass from Firmino. But did you see that run from Gabi taking 3-4 Argentina players out of the game to square it across for a tap-in for Firmino? And if you're watching Harry Kane, that's how you get through to the final of a major tournament. You don't go for glory yourself. You pass it to the guy who's got a tap in. Hey, I'm just saying it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there, Harry. Andy Scott, hey Andy, nice to see you on board. Great news update on Rodri. Yep, come on City, fingers crossed this is going to happen. We've said no to Bruno Fernandes. Frankie's gone. Tongan Nabele, we went cold on. who's left out there? Who else is left but Rodri? Yeah, I'm 99.9% positive this is going to happen now. That's just the feeling you get from everything. I don't know. I'm not an in the know. It's just a feeling. Football fan chat. Would you ever be looking for doing streams with other people via Google Hangouts? I will once I can get once I get Google Hangouts sorted. Right now I've got tons on my plate. Tons on my plate. I've just taken 10 or 15 minutes out of my day to do this. I've got my kids tonight. They're doing an activity after school, and then they've got the school musical. Joseph and his technical dream coach. One of my lads is Joseph, and I think one of the others is one of his brothers. So I've got that. My evening's basically gone. Fingers crossed I'll be back in time to do a live stream at 9 o'clock tonight for that. But so I got really, really busy. I thought I'll squeeze a 10 or 15 minute live stream, and I thought I'd put 15 minutes as my target, and I'll probably stop at 20, I think, because there's a lot of people on board. Google Hangouts is closing at the end of the month forever, though. Well, there you go. Then there's no point, mate. I'm sure there'll be something coming up. There'll be an app out there that allows to do a live stream, I suspect, from 2 different locations on 1 channel, or even on 2 channels. There must be something available to allow us to do that. Mr. Crispin, you missed everything, mate. We're gone. Bye, Mr. Crispin. No. In all seriousness, it's been reported by, I think, Marca in Spain that Rodri's agent has paid the release clause of 70 million euros. He's now a free agent and he can go wherever he likes. And we strongly suspect it's Man City, because he's been linked with us for a while now. And I'll repeat that we really wanted Frenkie de Jong, but he wanted to go to Barcelona. That's been well known for a long time, even since last year. We were well in for Tanguy and Ndombele. Last summer we apparently bid for him, and obviously not accepted. But we moved on a little while ago to Rodri. There was talk about Bruno Fernandes, but it says we're not interested in him. He might be going to United for 70 million. I'd rather have Rodri than Bruno Fernandes for that sort of money. And so, yeah, as I said, we're not in for anybody unless we're going to go and get Declan Rice. Can't see that happening. Unless we're going to say Douglas Luiz is good enough. Can't see that happening. Or we're going to move Zinchenko there. Can't see that happening. The strongest suspicion I have is that we're going to get Rodri. Will I set up super chats when I get enough people to make super chats worthwhile? What I mean worthwhile, what I mean is when there's so many people on the chat and so many comments coming through that it's hard to keep on top of. I will get probably a moderator or two when I get somebody else to help work with me on the channel. I've got a couple of people who might do some moderating for me to start with, and let's see where it goes. I am looking for another presenter, let's call it a presenter, because someone to work with me at games. It's nice to have 2 people at games, cover as much as possible, as much of the workload as possible. So to get another presenter, a younger presenter, because hey, I'm an old so and so, boring old farce. I think I told a joke on Twitter and someone said that's a dad joke. I was really taken aback, but then she's in mid-20s, so maybe it was acceptable to say my joke was actually a very good joke. I think very witty. But in all seriousness, I will be looking for a younger presenter. Anybody's interested, let me know, and I'll do some interviewing. I'll do some auditions, because you can't just walk into the part. I'll do some auditions because I want people who are knowledgeable and confident enough to go on camera. And it might take a little time to get that confidence, but someone who's willing to work hard for no money, like me. So I'm willing to work hard on this channel, and I don't get paid. And it might be that I work something out that they get tickets to games occasionally as a way of saying thank you as a reward. So if you're interested, mancity@gmail.com. Yeah, mucken de Frenkie de Jong if only. Yeah, football fans just talking technology. A lot of it goes over my head. Mike James, what would you do if someone came in and bought Rodri? I'd start crying, Mike. Yeah, I would start crying. Hit the like button, guys, yeah. So if you want to send me an email, mancitychat@gmail.com. Let me know. Chris Welch says, I think Rodri will join City. Don't worry, lads. Just how long an announcement is. Absolutely. Oh, sorry, Cobby. Maybe I was a little bit suggestive with the title. But it's one of those, you're tapping away quite quickly. I actually normally would put a question mark. So maybe when I save this, I'll put a question mark. That's what I'd normally do, because you obviously 100% don't know. It's not official, Cobby. There should have been a question mark. In my haste to get this live stream started and up and running, I omitted the question mark, but I'll put that in. Ray's dad jokes. I'm going to make a note of that, Mukund. And when I get my first million, I'll give you a tenner. Ray's dad jokes. There you go. Made a note of that. Has the clause been paid? Cobby, it says that the clause has been paid. Marker said the agents paid the release clause fee of 70 million euros, and he's now a free agent. So I've not seen what's gone on in the last half an hour. That's something I read maybe an hour ago or so. Clickbait? No, Merlin Spar, not me. Not me, Merlin Spar. I missed the question mark off. I can't go in and change that because it's up there. I can't. Let's see if I can change that. No, I can't change that. So it's there. So you might think it's clickbait. It wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. It meant to be a question mark, because obviously we are not 100% sure. So Chris is secretly hoping Liverpool gets. I don't think Liverpool need him. Liverpool need creativity. They need solidity in defence. They need another good centre back, and they need creativity in midfield. And I still believe another striker instead of Firmino. Even though Jesus set Firmino up for a goal yesterday, and Firmino set one up for Jesus yesterday for Brazil overnight. But I don't think Liverpool need a defensive midfielder. They've got plenty of defensively minded players, like when Alden plays there, or you can have Keita, you've got Milner, who can even play there at a push. Henderson plays kind of a pivot there. You don't need someone like Rodri. You need someone with flair. Someone like Philippe Coutinho. I don't think he's going to go back, and I don't think you want him. Behave, Cobby. I can't believe you've had sleepless nights about this Rodri deal. Do you think it will no chance to come out? My feeling is, and it's just a feeling, that they might leave this till something like Friday or even Saturday, because there's an event going on at the City Store on Saturday, and they might just announce it on Saturday. You know, who knows? They might just get him signing shirts. I mean, that's a great way to sell 1,000 shirts, or a few hundred shirts anyway. It's a great way to possibly do it, is to have him suddenly announce him at 8 o'clock and say he'll be in the City Store at 9 o'clock with Angelino. I mean, it could be one each day. Saturday you announce Angelino and he's in the City Store at 9 o'clock. Sunday you announce Rodri, he's in the City Store at 9 o'clock signing shirts. If I was doing the marketing, it's quite possibly how I'd do it. That's how I'd do it. Angelino followed by Rodri, bang bang, over the weekend. Big buzz at the weekend. Big buzz. There'll be a lot of kids there this weekend. There's a lot of stuff going on at the City Store. So that's how I'd do it. That's the announcement I'd make. I wouldn't be going down to wherever and having anybody coming in, Bugsy Malone or Bubba Watson or anybody coming along and doing some singing or whatever. No, get it to the fans. That's the way to so many fans. I'm pretty sure there's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fans there anyway, especially if the weather's nice. Lots of activities going on, prizes, giveaways and whatever. And if you announce Angelino on Saturday, Rodri on Sunday, bang, even I'd consider going. Probably wouldn't. I've got to take my kids to judo, but I'd think about it. Right now, no intention to go. I'd be tempted, but I still don't think I'd go. Yeah, I'm not worried. Don't worry about it, Cobby. I don't need bricks, but thanks for looking out for me, Cobby. Football Fan Chat thoughts on Lamps at Chelsea. It's going to happen. He's going to get at least 2 seasons unless Chelsea really flop. I don't think they will, but obviously you know my feelings. Losing Hazard, Loftus-Cheek injured, Hudson-Odoi injured, rumours that you might, Jorginho, what's he going to do? It's going to be a tough season for Chelsea. I think you'd be happy to get top 4. You'd be lucky to get top 4. It's a big step up for Lampard. Is he up to the job? I think he's got that grit and determination. So he is actually a good employment in this season where you can't buy players. And which other top level manager would want to come and take that risk if you can't buy players and you've just lost Eden Hazard. Tomorrow, Daily Mail, Rodri leaves Atletico for Man City, sources reveal. There you go, Mukund. I do know occasionally people do copy stories. Gotta get 20 likes, doesn't matter about the likes. My dream signing, defender, creating me another striker. There you go. See, I know enough about Liverpool to say you need that centre back, to say you need that creative midfielder, and to say you need somebody else instead of Firmino, because Mane's on fire, Salah's on fire, really. I mean, that season before was exceptional. Last season he was on fire again, plenty of goals. It's Firmino who's letting the side down. Mike James, I thought Rodri was going to be confirmed Monday. Well, that's what the Daily Mail said, and I don't ever remember reading the Daily Mail saying, "Oh, we got it wrong." The Sun, I remember the Sun copied them because other people. It appears in my timeline. I don't read these dirty newspapers that I wouldn't even use as toilet paper, but it occasionally appears on my timeline. So yeah, the Mail said Monday. Sun copied it. Probably loads of others copied it. Nobody knows. But you heard it from me. You heard it from me. It wouldn't surprise me if they were revealed Friday, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Cobby, 3 more days of uncertainty. I think you can handle it, mate. Mukund, personally, I think if Rodri comes, he could be the best. He's going to be right up there. You know, if Luis Enrique says he can be better than Busquets, who knows where his level's going to be? You know, that's high praise in my book. Chris, are we getting Rodri? I'm blinking well hope so. Chris, after doing this video, with the news that he's paid, apparently his agent's paid off the release clause, where else is he going to go? Bayern Munich or City? I can't see Bayern Munich, to be honest. Would Bayern Munich pay that sort of money? They just spent 80 million euros on Lucas Hernandez, and they're after a winger. So can they spend another 70 on Rodri? And look at all the players that City were potentially interested in, and see who's left. Frankie, who went to Barca. City didn't push through with Tonga Ndombele. We said no to Bruno Fernandes. There's only Rodri left. Come on, guys. Stay with me here. Put 2 and 2 together. It's got to be us. I mean, I said I'm 99.9% satisfied that this is going to go through. Exactly, Merlin Spag. Get it all done, ready for pre-season. Get it in early. Get him ready to play with the other players. The first team squad, first year pre-season, rather than a 1 week into pre-season and miss that, I think, really vital time when you're connecting and bonding with the other players and learning as much as you can from Pep and the coaches. Rodri to get the number 4 shirt? Absolutely no idea, Mike. Mucken, hope he arrives early. The weather's going to be a bit... Hey, mate, it's lovely in Manchester today. It's going to be 20-odd degrees this weekend. Don't knock it. Lampard is a clever guy. I think he'll do all right. When a video gets 30 likes, it gets suggested more. All right, get up to 30 likes. Get up to 30 likes, guys. I don't know enough about YouTube. I need 30 likes. Come on, guys. Julio Castaneda, you're not late. And Konnichiwa, Julio. Yeah, so just to remind you, sorry, I took a pause there. Just to remind you, it looks like Rodri has, according to Marca, his agent's paid the release clause, 70 million euros. He's a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. And the obvious, logical destination is City, because we've pulled out from everywhere else. You know, Frankie he decided to go to Barca. I think we pulled out of Tonga Ndombele. He's now signed for Spurs. Bruno Fernandes, we say we don't want him. United can have him for 70 million. And there's only this fella left. And Douglas Luiz is going to come and be our replacement for Fernandinho. It's got to be Rodri. Kamal, Sky Sports are saying Argentina having a medical 5.3 million. Yeah, I've read the 5.3 million, which is what Sam Lee said. Which still surprises me that we sold him for 5.5 million and we're buying him back for 5.5 million euros, and we're buying him back for 6 million euros. That really does surprise me. Really, really does. Mr. Crispin, where did the agent get the money to pay from City? Yeah. Funny thing is, Mr. Crispin, I thought about this last year when, or the year before, when Neymar paid the 200 million to get out of Barcelona. Now, someone must have deposited 200 million euros in his agent's account. Can you imagine the agent not paying it and just running off? I think he'd have been hunted down, really hunted down. Jaden Morton, who would be the plan B and C for Rodri? Well, I think Rodri initially wasn't the plan A or B. I think the plan A was Frankie de Jong, and the plan B was Tongi Ndombele. But I think the way Rodri has gone through this season meant that he overtook Tongi and Ndombele in our pursuits, and we've gone for him. And Tongi and Ndombele hasn't really been mentioned with City for many, many months now. Leicester playing hardball, not worth the price. I think it's millions, but I think you're talking about Harry Maguire. Who cares? If they want 80, 90 million, we shouldn't be paying that. I said yesterday we should be getting either Alderweireld at 25 million, who's 30 years old, or Nathan Ake for about 35, 40 million, who's 24 years old. Julio Castaneda. Julio Castaneda's got a ticket for Yokohama Marinos. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. I would love to have gone. As I said before, my niece is going to study in Japan in September, and I wanted an excuse to go over, but I would love our summer holiday to be in the Far East, base it in Malaysia like we've done before, and then hop out to different places and leave my family in Malaysia while I go to China for 4 or 5 days to watch the football, while I go to Japan to watch the football, and then come back. So spend a couple of weeks with the family there. A couple of weeks going, or 10 days watching football, and then another 2 weeks with the family in Malaysia and Singapore. It would have been absolutely awesome. But we'd already decided our summer holiday is going to be in London and Paris. So, hey, there you go. Yeah, you do it as a loan, but still someone can default on a loan and leg it, pay it to somebody else and say, I'm bankrupt. Humongous, has the deal been announced? No, it's not been announced, Humongous. Sorry, there was a question mark missing off my Rodri leaves Atletico for Man City. It's been reported by Marca and a lot of other places that Rodri's agent has paid the 70 million euros fee for the release clause, and he's a free agent, and the only logical explanation for it is going to City. I'm going to go on for one more minute, guys, because I've already been half an hour. I said 15 minutes. You guys just keep me going. Don't go for Ake, says Ian Moran. If he starts up because we can't have two left. He'll get plenty of game time, okay? If I remember correctly, Laporte only played 29 league games for City last season. He played 41 games in total. City played 61 games last season. And we can play a maximum of 65 games in a season. Now, between Laporte and Ake, and if Laporte plays something like 40, 45 games, and Ake can play 15 or 16. And then I think he'll play more as well. But I think that's enough to start with. 15 to 20 games in a season, win a couple of trophies. What's not to like? Exactly, Mr. Crispin. But then if you've gone on hidden run off with the 200 million and gone on to hide where no one lives, then how are you going to spend your money? Chris Welch, when does pre-season start? Well, I know we're going to China we got first game in China on the 15th. It could start as early as next week. Some clubs are already on the pre-season, like I know someone at Nottingham Forest. They're in Spain. They're in Alicante right now with their new manager training over there. So I really think I really don't know exactly. I probably did read it once somewhere, but I suspect it will be before it should really be at least a week before we go out to China. Julio Castaneda, Nathan Ake, yes, but he left Chelsea for more playing time. Will he get time at City? Well, I think he'll get time at City. The first season, he should be happy with 20, 25 games. I mean, look at Vincent Kompany and Otamendi. They played 26 and 27 games, something like that, each last season. And they didn't appear that much. So, for Ake, how many games did he play at Bournemouth? He played 38 league games and a few cup games. I mean, he could have only played 40 games at Bournemouth. Now, if we say to him, you're going to play about 30 games at City, that's not much of a drop. Your wage is going to go up by 40 grand a week. That's nice. We've won 5 of the last 6 domestic trophies. So you've got a really good chance of winning at least a trophy this season. That's nice. And you can play in the Champions League. Ooh, that's nice too. So I think there's a lot of reasons for him to come. I can't believe Umtiti is available for 50 million euros. How old is he? He can't be that old. 19 likes, 3 dislikes, always happens. But it doesn't matter, guys. Mike James, 26 watching, should be 26 likes. Yeah, it would be nice. Come on, guys, help me. I'm offering, I'm not doing it to get the likes and stuff, but I'm just saying, once we can get to 1,000 subscribers, we can get some monetization, and then the money is spent on either content creation or freebies. Like I'm still running until this Sunday. You email me if you're interested in a free, and I'm paying for the course fee for a FA course, FA run course, whether it's a referees course, it's the FA level 1 coaching course, or the FA futsal level 1 course. I'm going to pay for somebody to go and do that course, hopefully around Manchester. But if you're interested, get in touch. The email address is mancitychat@gmail.com, and let me know if you're interested. And as I said, closing date is on Sunday, and then I'll talk to people and decide who's going to get this free course. And I think one of the courses is worth 200 quid. 18 now. Keep it going, keep it going. I can't believe Umtiti's release clause is only 50 million, Julio. Someone would have paid that and sold him on for 80. I can't believe that. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you on board, Brian. Mukundra, Umtiti would have to come as backup. Look, if you're playing 25 or 30 games a season, if you think about it, if City are going to play 60 games a season, okay, 2 centre-backs, that's 120 games. Split that between 4 people evenly, they're playing 30 games each, it's not bad. If you have a youngster or a fourth choice, you could play 3 main centre-backs a lot more, and the other one 15 or 20 games. I think everybody would get enough games if we got 120, if we've got 100, so 60 games a season. Brian, you're not, he hasn't joined, sorry Brian, there's a typo, it should have been a question mark, because at the end of that, his agent has paid the release clause, he's a free agent, he can come and go wherever he pleases. The most likely destination is City, because we've already lost out on Frankie, we've gone cold on Tongan and Bailey, we've gone cold on Bruno Fernandes. Only person that's left is Rodri. According to Mirror Football, Barca are willing to accept 50. I can't believe that. I honestly can't believe Barca are willing to accept 50 million. Because if Barca went to United and say, hey, do you want Umtiti for 80 million quid? United would be saying, well, where can we sign the cheque? If you're willing to pay 80 million quid for Harry Maguire, why wouldn't you pay 70 or 80 million quid? Not euros, not 50. 50 million euros is about 45 million quid. Why can't someone pay 60 million quid to get Umtiti at United rather than Harry Maguire for 80? Why would Barca turn that money down? Sometimes you just got to think about it, and it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, email him out. You're going to forget if you don't. Yeah, we all would do that. We forget stuff, so get it emailed. Come on, Merlin Spy, get it up to 30. See you later, Chris. Yeah, I'm about to disappear. I guess all these release disappear as well. I guess all the release clauses will probably put up in. Yeah, look. Apparently in Spain, Mukund, you've got to have a release clause. So before Neymar, but then you'd have to renegotiate the contract if you post Neymar. Well, obviously, Rodri's release clause was put in post Neymar because he only joined Atletico last summer. He rejoined them. I can't believe Barcelona are willing to accept 50 million. You ready to Mirror Football? Come on, mate. Most of the stuff in the papers is just simply not true. It's not going to happen. Mukund, see you, Chris. Personally, I would like to have Eke. I agree. Ambuch, I think he's good in the air. He's got strength, he's got pace, he's got power. He can read the game. He knows what's going on. He can anticipate, and that's what I like about him. Vidya Shakir, what a performance from Brazil and Gabriel Jesus. Very, very good. I think a bit of a disappointment with the ref and VAR. They did look like one definite penalty. But, hopefully we'll get it sorted and teams won't get let down by VAR. Julio Castaneda, Umtiti United makes sense. That's why Woodward... Yeah, maybe you're right. Guys, I've got to shoot because I've got a load of work on. This was only meant to be a 15-minute, and I've done 40 minutes. Only meant to be very quick. You take it easy, guys. Have good afternoons, whatever you are, good evenings or good nights. And we'll see you later. I'll be up at hopefully around 9 o'clock if I'm back in time for my kids' musical of James and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Hi, Paul. I'm about to disappear, Paul. I'm doing very, very well. Me too, Miles. I won't be that. I'll be brassed off, because it's just dragging on and on, and we just want things put to bed. I think Khaldun Al-Mubarak said it's we were in advanced stages with certain deals, and we'd have hoped that it had been done by now. But hey, fingers crossed it gets done. See you, Kamal. Football fan chat, is Woodward an idiot? He's got to be. He's good at getting money into the club, but not putting the football first. Ambuj Kumar, I would like Otamendi to be moved on. Make room for Aki. Cheers, Solitasus. Cheers, Melon Spa. Cheers, Mukun. Cheers, Julio. Sayonara, Julio Castaneda. Thanks a lot, Brian. Like the video, guys. Give it a big thumbs up, and we'll see you at 9 o'clock. Ciao.